Hey y'all, it's your girl Millie Chan. Let's get into the Real Housewives of Potomac. Let's go. So Jazelle in her horrible outfit are down here looking at a G-Wagon, electric. And Wendy has come down here because their relationship is blossoming, seems like. And they're talking about Stacy. So Jazelle says she's done with Stacy. She has no energy for her. Wendy said, she likes Stacy. Jazelle said, I'm going to let you have her. But I agree with Jazelle. Stacy does not tell the truth all the time, but Jazelle is taking it too far because Jazelle doesn't really have a reason not to like Stacy. Like the lies that Stacy tells, they're funny. Like Jazelle is just a mean girl and she needs to shed her skin and be a new mean girl. So now she just mad at Stacy for absolutely no reason. So now they're talking about Monique, right? Wendy said the last time she saw Monique, she had binders, right? But before I get into it, I can't forget this part. Jazelle says she wants to talk to Monique because it's been 5 years. Because where they are, they're accountable. When, Jazelle? When are you accountable? But Jazelle is like, if Monique is going to be around, because she said it does feel like the old days, because they were like, we need Karen out of jail because Monique is back and it feels like the old gang is back together. She said, but they need to clear the air. And I agree. So I can't wait to hear this conversation. So Stacy is so excited because she's about to launch her cannabis line. She's the first Black woman in Virginia to do this. That's what she says, right? And now she's talking about how the ladies have been on her because she allegedly was talking to Chris. And then she's talking to her friend how Tia had came from across the pond to read her. Her friend said, what you're going to have to do is put your foot down and check them. I've seen you do it. You're going to have to speak up for yourself. I can't wait to see what that's about. Stacy said that's not her nature, but she's not stupid. But there will come a time when she will say what she needs to say. So maybe it's going to be at this cannabis situation. Let's see. So Tia has received the invitation for Stacy's launch, and she says, well, I feel like I need to call her. So she sits down and she calls Stacy because she doesn't have a problem with Stacy, but she has been a part of a lie as far as when Timo was coming or when he was going and he's just not ready to meet the group. So that's Tia's introduction to Stacy. But she was like, seems like Stacy wants to make amends. What would Jesus do? We're going to make amends. And she's happy to go to her lunch. Now, the way Tia handled this was spot on perfect. She said, I'm going to be honest with you, Stacy. I'm mad at you. And Stacy's like, yeah, we need to figure this out. So I love that she called her instead of getting behind her back and, like Jazelle does and Ashley. I love this. Like, this is what we need to build on. So Ashley is on a date with Josh. She said this is a little different than what she's used to. She's gone on a jet before to Vegas overnight. She had a restaurant cleared out for her for dinner, but Josh has taken her to the arcade and she went. So where are all those other dudes at, Ashley? Ashley has gotten a divorce, a stylist, and gone on a couple of trips. She has broken up with poor Josh. But he wasn't going down without a fight, right? He was like, she said something about financials, and he was like, you don't know what they are. She talked about traveling abroad, and he was like, let's go somewhere. But she is really worried about if something happens, can he help her financially? Because she's looking at how her mother is, and she takes care of her. And she says she needs somebody that can help her. So she done broke up with this baby. But I think that's the most interesting thing that she has going on. Because what else does Ashley have going on this show? This is the most that she's going to do all season. Child, so Jazelle has made it to the restaurant. Monique is now coming to the restaurant. Once Monique sits down, Jazelle doesn't know what to do with herself. She doesn't even know where to start. Like, she is in her head all over the place, you can tell. She was like, I don't know where to start. With what? Drag me, Monique? Monique could do that. I saw somebody in the comments say that Monique is too healed for these girls this season. She is way too healed for Jazelle. Because Jazelle is ready to be petty and messy. And she is here talking about how she has made peace with her parents, and she feels like talking to Jazelle, this is another place where she needs to make peace and continue her healing journey. And how bad she felt when she saw Grace, and how that must have made her feel. And she was like, my dragon days are over. She said, now you're not off the hook, but this is a new Monique. Jazelle literally is gobsmacked. She has no idea what to do. Like, she doesn't even know where to insert. Because if she opens her crazy mouth and says something stupid, that's exactly what she's going to look like. Monique said that your problem, Jazelle, is you stay in people's relationships, right? Then Jazelle is like, well, I was just wondering, who is that person in your ear that's making you act like this? Because Jazelle is ready to talk about somebody. She said, I want to blame it on your husband. And Monique was like, I can't really blame it on my husband, my ex-husband. It was just pressure, right? Jazelle said she takes her part in it. But Monique was like, you might need to take a little bit more part, because it was the way she was looking at her. Because Jazelle does not know what to do in this moment. So Jazelle was like, I wanted to come here and say, F you, Monique, because when Monique said that she didn't even know why she was mad at Jazelle, clearly Jazelle has been holding on to this for 5 years, because Jazelle was like, girl, I do. I can run it down to you right now. But they said that they will talk from now on. Even if they trash each other, they will talk about it. Jazelle doesn't know what to do with this. This is new for her. Child, Greg is about to pop the question to Kay. He is at the ring shop with her mother and Angel. And I want to say he picked the 6.5, which is 180, or the 5, which was 120. Either one is absolutely beautiful. And after Angel heard Kay talk about how cloudy Stacy's ring was, she was like, he's got to get this right. So, he said he go about the condo as a wedding gift. So I guess he's serious now. Congratulations. So this is Jessica. This is Ashley's sister. Sheila's partner is her dad, the alcoholic. And she is like, really, she broke down to Ashley because she's talking about her dad and how bad it has gotten. She's moving, and Ashley is so happy that she can help her. She said because her uncle helped her when she was in college and helped her pay for school and things like that. So Ashley is glad that she's able to help her sister. It was a really sweet segment, and this is the best thing we've seen from Ashley in about 7 seasons. Let me know if you agree. So, child, they show Wendy and Eddie at a pop-up, right, on the same day that Stacy's having her lunch. And Stacy didn't invite Wendy because she felt like it would be a conflict of interest. Wendy said, that's fine. She just stole everything else from me, so she don't need me anymore. So, Stacy was asked, does she own Shio? She said that she works with partners who are very successful all over the world. She makes it up as she goes. So the only people who are here to support Stacy is Ashley, Jassy, and Tia. Because the mean girls, Jazelle and Kay, said no thank you. I think Jazelle said, I don't want to come, right? And then she didn't want Wendy there because it was a conflict of interest. So now we're going to get into basically her and Ashley kind of having a little tussle. Child, not Wendy bought $76 worth of Eddie's cannabis and got up there to pay, talking about what's my pen. I don't usually use the pen. I use credit. And it was invalid. But then she remembered it. Okay, Wendy. So Stacy has pulled Ashley to the side. She wants to know how can they move forward because Ashley keeps concentrating on the negative, right? And she wants to know how to move forward with Ashley. Ashley said everything that Stacy does shows her in a different light. But Stacy said, I have proven everything to be false. Maybe not everything, but most. So then, child, she said Wendy has chosen to let it go. And Ashley's like, I don't have no problem with your business, but I just don't want you to be a lying a garden tool. Stacy is shook. So now the look of just sure shock on Tia's face is everybody in the room. Because now they're going at each other. Then they're speaking liar, stop it, all of that kind of stuff at the same time. And it's getting louder and louder. And people are standing around. As Tia was about to catch Stacy in another fib. Stacy took over the conversation and put Tia out. She said, "Toodle doo. This is who she is." This was a mess, but it was a good show.